Welcome everyone. Spoiler alert. Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken Chapter 83. Equality in Death. Clayman found the situation unfathomable. His eyes became bloodshot. His gaze swiftly alternated between Milim and us, and, when he turned his gaze onto the other demon lords, he became petrified. It seemed he had realized that he had confessed about controlling Milim, though it's just an act of Milim. The tables had turned. It was Clayman who was actually being manipulated. Clayman became flustered and began to slowly back away. Preposterous! Demon Marionette should have been succeeded completely. Why are you not under the control of the incantation? This can't be happening. He blurted out, bewildered, muttering. The situation was untenable. The cat was already out of the bag. He could no longer make any excuses. There is only one way left for him. The demon lords already knew Clayman had tried to manipulate Milim. How each demon lord would interpret this varied. However, the verdict for the perpetrator of such heinous actions had already been decided. Although there was a non-aggression pact between the demon lords, it didn't encompass instigating a fight. In the end, Clayman had lost his trustworthiness. His demise was imminent. How pitiful! But the other demon lords did not get a chance to give Clayman a complimentary one-way ticket to the deepest recesses of oblivion. Yet, it was quite hard acting. You know, the magic you used was completely ineffective. For the magic to even begin to take effect, I had to lower the multiple barriers that perpetually surround my body. Then I needed to forcibly lower my resistances to your magic. Then I needed to act perfectly to make you believe I was under your incantation. You are cautious, so I had to make you feel like you had absolute control over me. Just like that. I tried my best to fool you, you know. What the? It was an act? It was a deliberate act? The demon marionette should have dominated everyone, even a demon lord. This is an ultimate incantation. Is that so? But it was impossible to dominate me, you know. You see, my specialty is to dispel things like this, Milim proudly proclaimed, while puffing out her chest. The other females in the room could only glare at her and sigh. However, I began to worry when Clayman hit Milim before. I had no worry in the successfulness of Milim's plan. However, I was worrying my house would be left in rubble. Really, I'm glad you could endure it. Ed, the definition of scum is literally a picture of Claytard's face when you look it up the dictionary. The harpy, Demon Lord Frey, spoke while spreading out her wings. Not only hitting her this time, he had also hit her before? Ed, really scum? What a guy. Does he have a death wish? I'm also an adult. Adults can endure these sorts of things. Although there was an emphasis on her being an adult, she still held the aura of being a child. Which part? Well, it's fine. At any rate, why did you try to fool Clayman? You know, I remembered that Clayman was making some highly suspicious propositions, like his plan to attack Tempest City with a human army to make humans and monsters go to war. Because interesting things would have been lost if this were to occur, I decided to put an end to his conspiracy. Really? You just did it by yourself, Fuwahahaha. Like I said, I'm an adult. Yes, you are an adult. But, Clayman, you arrogant fool. I don't think you have the qualification to call yourself a demon lord. Even though I didn't interfere, because Milim had to endure serving under you. I'm also a little angry, Frey said in tranquil fury. So that's it. I also have a lot to say. My town also got vaporized. So, Clayman, I'm going to get you. Demon Lord Carrion declared, while splendidly dumping Milim's responsibility on Clayman. It seems like Clayman provoked anger from the other demon lords. However, the most infuriated individual was myself. To Milim, who was doing her best for me and the others' sake, I was really happy. She even got hit by that lowlife? Ed? Scum. Just scum. It's decided. Your chance to die in peace is gone. Prepare to be purged and beg for your death. I ask for your forgiveness, but this guy is my opponent. Because I call myself a demon lord, I will prepare my seat by myself. I will use this person as a ticket for all of you to recognize my admission for being a demon lord. I exclaimed, as if Clayman were just a tool to achieve my goals. So it can't be helped. Well, my real intention was to check how strong I am. Only Milim smiled happily. Even if I didn't say it, My anger was transmitted to the others. Clayman, have you regained your composure while hearing our conversation? Kukiku. Is that so? Just like that? It brings tear to my eyes, to spy for your friend's sake. Wahahahahahaha. This is truly a joyous occasion. That feared tyrant Milim is now a gopher for someone else? Why should I be afraid of this person? What a joke. That's fine. Although it is a bit early, allow me to use my trump card. So he said, while taking out a jewel of various colors from his pocket. I feel spirit power from that jewel. That level of energy is equal to around 10,000 human souls. Flash. Upon the light beginning to dim, the person who stood there had been transformed into a being that's very different from before. The hair of the being emanated spiritual energy. A trail of dazzling multicolored light was left in its wake. The length of the hair had also greatly increased. All the clothes on his upper body were torn in multiple places, revealing colossal amounts of muscle lying beneath it. His eyes were tinged with a rainbow hue as he glared around the room. That being emitted holy power on a level that could rival the giant demon lord Dagruel. Clayman forced an artificial demon lord evolution using that stone as a catalyst. By absorbing energy from the spirit jewel, he forcibly awakened himself as a demon lord. However, because the used energy attribute was different from his own, he evolved into an uncompleted state, a variant demon lord. But, because he didn't need to wait the blessing of the harvest festival to occur, he would be able to utilize his full power immediately. POV changed to Clayman. The body, that was just undergone evolution, was still weak, but my unique skill puppeteer, shows signs of evolving after receiving the energy, a truly devastating power. Indeed, by gaining this power, I no longer feel inferior to that being over there. No, I understand. I am not a true demon lord, after all, this is only an imitation of it. This is power. This is an awakening. And, this is the strength of a demon lord. In response to the energy ball that I shot as a test, Demon Lord Carrion is thrown to the back. Frey is the same. To defend against that, it was impossible. Just like what I expected, Milim didn't even flinch. What an annoying brat. But, it's still difficult to win against them even if I was awakened a long time ago. The demon lords who survived through at least 3 great war. Apart from that cheeky fairy, Guy, Milim, and Dagruel are particularly troublesome. I can handle the newcomer demon lords, but these 3 people are bad news. As usual, I can always calmly judge the situation. By blowing away 2 demon lords, I can quickly confirm the situation. It's irritating that the slime and his companion in the back are safe, but first, I need to withdraw to reorganize. If it's necessary, I'll crush them one by one. I need to report to that person who gave me this jewel, to consult about the plan for future actions. In that case, the plan has been decided. By firing Demon Lord Destruction Cannon, Demon Blaster, at maximum output, it's possible to create an opening for an escape. The one who I should be wary of is Guy, but that person didn't show any interest in this matter. It's all right. It's possible to escape. That's the judgment I made. While thinking about these things, I released the Demon Blaster. It was a destructive power that could eradicate even a demon lord. The accumulated energy became a disruption ray, which can cause destruction of one's magic power array inside the victim's body. Physical defense would be useless. Even a barrier that utilizes magic power would be destroyed against this ultimate magic attack. If concentrated against an individual, someone who can withstand this doesn't exist. This time, because I fire it for a wide area, there might be some survivor, but there is no time for leisure. I laughed at the power of the Demon Lord Destruction Cannon, Demon Blaster, I fired, which drastically powered up more than I ever imagined by the evolution. The Demon Blaster filled the surroundings with light, dyeing the vicinity with rainbow. When the flash calms down, Clayman was flustered with a dumbfounded expression on his face. Did he finally realize that the jewel in his hand had been stolen? Alt-TL. When the flash calms down, Clayman was flustered with a dumbfounded expression on his face. Did he finally realize that the jewel that I hold in my hand is the one I stole from him? It seems, I was right in believing the simulated scene displayed by Raphael's future prediction. Using thought transmission to display the scene directly into the mind, it could depict the scene that's convincingly real. I looked at the jewel in my hand, and then secretly put it to my pocket. Can also meant put it into the bosom or pocket, which I assume by bosom meant he absorbed it to his body. I'm not stealing. Because Clayman was raising his hand when he invoked the jewel, I instantly ate his raised hand. Surely, I obtained a nice item. This might be very useful for research later. If Clayman managed to use this jewel, then the outcome would be just like what Raphael's future prediction had shown. Short of completely crush him, the other way to break his spirit is by sealing his trump card. So there is no way that I stole the jewel because I desired to possess it, but because of other reasoning. To begin with, Clayman was underestimating me. Thought acceleration can increase perception by 1,000,000 times. It will be as if time have stood still, but at the same time it's still possible to invoke magic in the mind. In other words, even if the magic need a long time to invoke it, I'll still be able to set multiple spells simultaneously. In this state, it was stupid to let the enemy evolve. However, if that happens it would probably become a mess. The demon lords had recovered from the flashbang that I shot beforehand. Because I don't want to show my own card too much, I trick them by using light. However, it seems to me that it might have been seen by several people. It can't be helped. The opponent is way too strong. It can be read as too high-leveled. As much as possible I don't want to reveal my cards in battle, but I can't prevent it from being predicted by a bit. If Wisdom Lord Raphael can do it, then I need to think that the opponent can also do it. I can't find a clear solution for this. More or less it can't be helped, so I call out to Clayman. Oi, if you want to use your trump card, do it quickly. I'll wait for you. Don't tell me, your plan was to escape using that light just now. I started to corner him. I'm a bad person. Oh well, I'm not a person but slime. You had problem with it. What? What just happened? Clayman can't hide his trembling. His trump card was stolen instantly, so it seems he couldn't grasp the current situation. So, what you going to do next? You had already been checkmated. The future of the person with your level of ability that hostile towards me has been decided. It's really important to ascertain my ability with the opponent ability. For me now, I need to thrash this scum while deceiving the eyes of the other demon lords. Time is limited, so let's quickly finish this. Say Clayman, do you know the fate that befall the king of Falmus Kingdom that you incite before? Your specialty was collecting information, right? Have you received the report of it from your subordinate? Breaking his spirit. Only by that, my victory conditions would be achieved. In order to break his spirit, the best way is fear. Or rather, my mindset gradually turned into the likes of villain. Was it because I'm a monster? Was it because I turned to a demon lord? Well, whichever is fine. Clayman turned his eyes to me after hearing my words. Apparently, he had not received any report yet. King Edom Alice of Falmus Kingdom. That guy was still alive. Before I came here, I had put him back on the throne of Falmus Kingdom. His mind was supported with my skill, so he won't go mad. I had prepared a large amount of trial restorative medicine so that he won't die when he was tortured. I inflict the maximum amount of pain but not enough to make him go mad. His arm and leg that was torn off would grow again, and the cycle repeats. That torn off arm and leg would be used in Shen's cooking, and then it would be fed to the king. He was then released from being a prisoner after 7 days. This was performed after Shen's revival. He was only released after the resentment of being killed had sufficiently calmed down. Now, about the king's situation. His spirit had been broken, so if he opposed me I can kill him anytime. But, if after all of that he still dared to oppose me, I'll take my hat off to him. In any case, until Yumu's rule was established, I don't have any option except for him to be nothing more than an obedient puppet king. Then, if the manipulated king itself tasted hell, doesn't that mean that the one who manipulated him should receive an even more gruesome suffering? Shen, I will stop this guy. So, I'll lend him to you for a moment after that. From a while ago, what are you saying? What about that human king? Furthermore, to send your subordinate as my opponent? You coward! My opponent is annoying. Shut up, worm. By my order. Clayman's blabbering stopped. Although he tried to articulate, the words didn't come out contrary to Clayman's intention. That was only natural. That was because, my new ability, unique skill puppeteer, it was impossible for Clayman to utter any word. Well, Even if don't know whether or not I can use it, I still stole the ability. As expected, Clayman noticed that his ability has been stolen and become frantic. However, he can't produce any voice. This is to make him speak the mastermind behind this whole incident, but before that, Shen, I will let you hit him, but only for 3 seconds. She's just like a starving dog that had been told, wait, and then she beat Clayman with all of her strength for 3 seconds. Probably, a rain of more than 100 fists poured down and storms Clayman. The 3-second beating had finished and Clayman's super recovery was started to kick in to heal his condition. However, was there anyone who capable to imagine the horrors that Clayman subjected to? What I gave to Clayman was not something that can be talked over. I prevent him from going mad by strengthening his spirit while at the same time I accelerate his perception and sensory by 1,000,000 times using thought acceleration skill. My ability is not only limited to me. By bestowing it to another person, it was possible for them to be influenced by it. Under the influence of Wisdom Lord Raphael, Clayman's perception of time has been stretched for him, so he will be assailed by fear and agony of being pummeled for several 10 days. TL. To imagine it, please think it as Rimuru's version of Mangekyo Sharingan. Knowing Shen and this scum, my intention was to instantly put terror by cladding him with punches. This was, not only the body, but also inflicts damage to his spirit. By preventing Clayman's mind from going crazy, then the pain, the agony, and the terror would be accumulated but without any means to escape. So, with those feelings that had nowhere to go, fear shall be engraved upon his soul. When 3 seconds had passed, Clayman's hair turned into pure white, his appearance was just like a corpse. His body was an undead. If it was not about destroying his mind, spirit, then it will be useless. Already, his condition was not able to raise any defiance against me. Well then, Clayman, if you obediently talk, I will kill you. If you don't talk, I will let you play with Shen once more. Did he understand my word? Talk, I'll talk. I'll say everything. Please forgive me. PLE, please kill me. His voice became stiff. Did I succeeded in breaking his mind? Then, I will ask, what's the name of the mastermind that's pulling the string? Looking at me for a while with his dull eyes, he began to show hesitation. When I stare back with a bloodshot eyes, say, I'll say it. Please wait. Ed, in case someone wondering, the previous one is, while this line is dot, he starts to raise his voice in panic, and, my master, that person's name, Kazarim, Sorcery King, Curse Lord, Kazarim, though he was slain by Leon there, to revive his spiritual body, there is a need to gather power. Also, I can become a demon lord because of that person's greatness. Famu. Who is that? What about the reaction of the other demon lords? There was only a slight of it. Leon become demon lord was a story from 200 years ago. It seems he turned Clayman into a demon lord. Furthermore, he also tried to increase the number of his comrades. Is that it? Ah, I remember. If you become my comrade, then I will turn you into demon lord. And other self-important talk. He was noisy, so I killed him immediately. Why would I want a comrade like that? Leon muttered nonchalantly. Leon. What a frightening child. The guy who wouldn't want to hear the other person's words is here. Oh well, it then become all clear. Since the older days, augmenting their own power and influence was a solid precept. Then, what is the purpose? What did you plan by attacking Tempest? The purpose is to transform me into a demon lord. Spirit Jewel is the trump card, but after the effective time has passed, the power will disappear. So, it's only for helping me turn into demon lord. I see. By generating strife, a large quantity of death will spread. As a result, it will prompt his awakening. Hey? But, that bastard Kazarim, I still don't know much about his character. If he wanted to revive his spiritual body, is it by using possession? If he was in the domain of the demon lords, his existence will be immediately found out. But there is no one who noticed his presence, then it could be said that he was not hiding in the demon lord's domain. Did he take form as a human? Or, possibly, did he possess a human? You? Since when did you serve under him? That was, I received the title of demon lord about 400 years ago, but before that I was Kazarim Sama's aide. Even after becoming a demon lord, I still moved following that person instruction. After defeated by Leon, I hadn't received any words from him for about 100 years, but several decades ago he abruptly contacted me. Since then, I have moved according to that person's will. That person, did he had any subordinates now? No. His subordinates are few. Including me, there were only several others. But his information gathering ability is frightening. The trend in human cities is from that person, while information about demon lords comes from me. Even the information about the Eastern power, it can be said that he had grasped all intelligence of the world. I see. I understand. Several decades ago. Hey? It feels like something is connected. What I had thought, and with the real fact. From there, by using Wisdom Lord Raphael calculation, we can derive an estimation. The conclusion was still pending. However, estimation seems uncertain, but it means that this case equals closed. The mastermind's purpose, is it really only to turn Clayman into true demon lord? Whatever. I had heard everything that I wanted to hear. The next thing to do, let's do it softly. Ed, I think the last part can also be translated as let's put him at ease. I will tell you only once, you won't be able to revive, you know. So, I told Clayman, if he can revive then it's not good. For a moment it seems that Clayman still don't understand. However, his face immediately turned pale. What? What are you talking about? He tried to dodge the question desperately. I had no doubt that this person has been speaking honestly, but that's also a part of his plan. After I grant death to him, he will detach his astral body and then plan to revive himself. But too bad, Wisdom Lord Raphael had predicted that move. To be frank, in front of me such trick will be all revealed. Clayman judged that he can't win against me, so he chose to avoid tasting the agony. Because he talked too honestly, I had some doubt on it. The things he talked about was a fact. However, he had prepared himself to revive after he died. He doesn't want to taste agony anymore. This guy really is underhanded. But in a sense, his persistence to go and report to his master is worthy of praise. Well, because we already heard what want to be heard, what's left is Clayman's execution. Are there any objection? If there are, then you are also my opponent. I ignored the clamoring Clayman, and observed the response from the other demon lords. Do as you like. The red hair guy replied as the representative. There seems to be no objection. Stop. Oi, stop. Noisy Clayman. As I promised, I will grant you a quick death. Says your prayers. And as I said that, I put my hand on Clayman's head. No. Oi, stop it. Oi, please stop. Help me. Kazarim say ma. No matter how much you tried to make any noise, it won't reach my conscience. If you let such guy live, it will become a seed of disaster again. Beside, thanks to you, the naivety inside me had died. Never again will I lose my companions because of my naivety. Die. The sound of Clayman, who was resisting shamefully, vanished from the spot instantly. By using gluttonous King Beelzebub, even the soul would be consumed completely. Then, it would be converted into power inside me. Sullied soul, wicked soul, even if it was a good-natured soul. All were equal in death. The soul disintegrated inside me, and then converted into pure magical power. Thus, I granted Clayman just like what I promised. A quick death.
That's it for today, friends. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any suggestion for future improvement, then please comment below. If you like the video, please consider subscribing the channel.